is he desperate? He's desperate because his baby girl, his little daughter, is dying. She is dying. So when he gets to Jesus, he is talking to Jesus with the vocal intonation of a 911 caller. He's saying, Jesus, I don't just need you to come to the house. I need you to hurry up and get to the house. This woman is just as desperate, but her situation has been going on for a while now. It's chronic, this bleeding, this hemorrhaging in her body. And watch how much Mark, the gospel writer, wants us to know that the two of them are connected. Because it just so happens that Jairus' little girl who is dying is 12 years old. And this woman with the issue of blood has been dealing with it now for 12 years. They're connected. So you got a 12-year-old dying daughter and a 12-year-old disease. A 12-year-old dying daughter and a 12-year-old disease. So that means, chronologically speaking, the same year that this little girl was born was the exact same year that this woman was diagnosed with her disease. That means, cinematically speaking, if Mark chapter 5 was a movie and the producers of This Is Us were making the movie, this is the scene in the movie where it was flipped from the feet of Jesus and say 12 years earlier, and it would go to a hospital. And coming out of the hospital would be Jairus, his wife, and them holding a brand new baby girl, smiling ear to ear with the full elation of parenthood. And then perhaps walking out of that same hospital is a woman, tears coming down her face because she's just been diagnosed with a disease. And the doctors don't even know what to do about it. And maybe they were in the same hospital that day, but didn't even see each other. Come on, church, isn't that just like life? Sometimes in life, you can be so preoccupied with your promise or so preoccupied with your personal pain that you don't even see other people around you. You can be so excited about what God has done in your life or so disappointed about what hadn't come to pass yet that you are oblivious to other people around you. And can I suggest in this narcissistic, individualistic, selfie-saturated society in which we live, we have forgotten Romans chapter 12 that says you got to rejoice with them that rejoice, but also weep with those that weep. And don't be so concerned about you that you miss other people around you. Oh, come on. Thank God for Jesus. Because the two people that didn't see each other at the hospital were forced to see each other at the hem of his garment. And now the two 12s are touching. Ooh, somebody say 12. Oh, say it like you had your coffee. Say 12. How many of you know you don't need a Bible college degree? You don't have to be a student in biblical numerology to know there are some numbers in the Bible that God has given you biblical Blue's Clues that these numbers are a big deal, okay? 12 is one of those numbers. 12 is a big number to God. You remember that when God began his covenant with his people, a covenant that commenced with the call of Abraham, continued with Isaac, but culminated in Jacob. You remember that Jacob had not one, not 10, 12 sons, representing the power and the authority of God's covenant with his people. Those 12 sons became the 12 tribes of Israel, representing the power and the authority and the strength